What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action this morning in the blue color, playing as Zeus. His name is Skady. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Ra. His name is Yoshii. The map is Mirage. It's currently 1-0 in this best of 5 for the fourth place of the Champions League Season 3 tournament coming to its conclusion here. Yoshii with an incredibly well played first game there. Skady also, not to take anything away, Skady played that first one really well as well, just could not quite come away with the victory. We'll see if the level of play continues throughout this series. Yoshii going in with a god that we don't see him playing all too often. Going in with the Ra and doing something very interesting at the start of the game. I love to see this. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Skady picking Zeus yet again, wanting to stay with the Zeus. Zeus is a great pick because it plays around several different god picks on this map. It plays around Kronos really nicely because if Kronos wants to do the cheese rush that we've been seeing on this map by putting the dock over here and building some ships out, he will fall to a really strong hoplite rush. If the opponent wants to go in with the Norses, again, Athena Rush with the extra boosted fish economy can be really strong as well. And also against the Egyptians, Zeus, while maybe not as good as like a Hades or a Poseidon, definitely a good pick. Definitely not a god that is going to be like, you're not going to be happy playing against Egyptians. So all in all, Zeus is a good pick here for Skady against Yoshii's god pool. But let's talk about what Yoshii's doing here and why it's really cool. So, on water maps, if you can, well, basically just in general, if you can share your Pharaoh empowerment, you get so much more value out of your Pharaoh. So right now, this Pharaoh is empowering 7 different units. Now, 4 of these units have a walking time, and each of these walking time, every second it's walking is roughly worth 1 resource. So if you look at the count, it's around about 3 seconds of walking time, which is effectively the bonus that this Pharaoh is giving to those villagers. But the fact of the matter is that Yoshii didn't have to build himself a lumber camp, which ends up saving 20 seconds. So at the very least, by doing this with the wood, he's saving himself 20 seconds worth of build time. So that's 20 wood. And then on top of that, he's able to empower his food villagers, which is giving him even more resources than he otherwise should be able to get. Now, he is Ra, and Ra can also empower with the priest. So while this is good and all, I think all in all, if you do everything correctly here with Ra and build a lumber camp, I think you're probably gaining around about 20 resources total by doing this. So it's a really small gain, but it does allow you to get those fishing ships out much faster. And Yoshii is also empowering the dock, which is giving him 8 food villages here worth of boost with that priest, which is obviously really good. So I love that. I love that play here from Yoshii. Great innovation. He's going to be able to get himself a fairly decent advance time. Personally, I would prefer to see a 4:30 here from Ra, just because that's what's standard on Mediterranean, and this is the same amount of fish roughly that you get on Mediterranean, but that's not what we're seeing. Skady does go for the 4:30 himself, and we'll see exactly what strategy here Yoshii's got cooking for us. So a couple of things that Ra can do here. So as opposed to Zeus can't really do these. So Ra's got shifting sands. So Ra can actually shifting sands villages over, like say, shift onto this town center, steal this town center, and then also drop a dock down here, for example. Could be a really interesting play to force a couple of boats out and cause some problems here for Skady. Skady actually building a final fishing ship out there as well. So that's one option there for the Ra player, as we're starting to see farms coming down. That's really early on the farms here. What is happening? How is Yoshii not having the resources to advance? As you already see, Skady, he's actually sent a villager forward. And I said, I completely missed that, but apparently it doesn't even matter. Like, you can still go for these sorts of plays here with Greek. You just have to send a villager forward. This is a lot of resource loss for Skady to walk all the way across the map here and drop these 2 docks down. There's a lot of resources lost, but he's going to be able to net that back really, really nicely as we do see Bast coming through. I think the reason why Yoshii is so slow to the classical age is because he's dropped 2 monuments here and he's going through Bast, which means he wants to do some sort of either Sphinx shenanigans, but Zukos shenanigans, or Mummy shenanigans. He could also go for a Scarab Rush, but that's a little bit less common in this matchup, as we do see the Trireme now, they're in. There's only 1 dock down, so Yoshii, he hasn't played around this in the slightest. And Skady is getting max advantage here in this game from this early pressure. 4 Trireme only. He's got the Minotaur coming in. A couple more Trireme actually coming out. He probably should stop that at the moment and start thinking about dropping a second town center here. Because honestly, Yoshii, he's going to have farms. He's going to be completely fine here. He did go through Bast, and I think all of his calculations for whatever build he's going for do include him having all of this fish. But we'll see how it's going to go. He doesn't have any wood in the bank here as the priest getting pushed back away and actually gets sniped there from the Trireme. But, I mean, after all is said and done, Skady investing 6 Trireme. Is he still building more? No. 6 Trireme here. That, if you think about the resources that costs, I think it's around about 900 resources here to kill basically 8 villages, or maybe like, let's call it 6 villages. Because it's fishing ships and they're not quite as efficient until they've got all their upgrades and things like that. Let's call it 6 villager kills. That takes a while for it to pay off. It honestly takes a while for it to pay off, but Skady is also getting himself extra fishing ships. So that's going to speed up that paying it off process and getting himself the purse seam. As we do see a bolt there onto that Sphinx, Military Academy coming down, Armory coming through. Still no rain here for Yoshii. Does he have himself Plow out? Not just yet. Plow coming in. And I imagine once the Plow is in, he will click rain. Definitely needs to get a priest over onto that town center, and is indeed doing that now. But the big question that I'm pondering here is, what's Yoshii's plan? Is he going to go Bast? Is he going to go Sekhmet? Is he going to go Sekhmet, or is he going to go Hathor? He goes Sekhmet, so he is going for those Scarabs. And going for the Scarabs against a Greek player? Man, the Greek player has got himself Jason. He's got himself the Odysseus. Should be able to defend most Scarab shenanigans here, as the villager also managing to get a dock down on this position to make these fishing ships efficient here to be getting utilized. Skady is in a fantastic position moving forward here as well. But we'll see how this is going to go. And in fact, here, Yoshii is deciding to not even get himself villagers on wood. So he is going for camelry, Sekhmet. That's the only... Or he could be going for a fast mythic here. He could be going for a fast mythic. What's the idea? Fast mythic, eclipse, a tornado eclipse, and try and kill off as many villagers as he possibly can. That's got to be the idea. I don't see anything else. Because he can drop the Migdol. He can get the Scarabs out immediately. We see the Citadel Center getting built there, and we do indeed see a market. So this is what Yoshii's doing. We'll see if Skady can sniff this one out, and if he can kind of play around it. So the ways to play around of Ra, one town center fast heroic kind of cheese strategy that Yoshii is going for here is you put your military buildings, you put your armory, you put everything around your town center, and you get yourself masons. That way the tornado doesn't kill your town center. Also, the buildings disrupt any sort of Scarab shenanigans here. It does cost a little bit of wood to get it all set up, but it's well worth it if you've got the resources to do so. And we see Osiris, so he's not even going for the cheese. I am so confused. How is Yoshii going to be able to get himself a second gold mine in this game? He's got himself barely 200 gold left in this gold mine. He's got 400 gold in the bank, so if he wants to make himself any mummies, or literally anything in this game, he's going to be finding himself having a very, very difficult time of it as the Scarab is sneaking around the side here to try and take out a town. And I like the play. Obviously, the sneaky Scarab is always going to be sneaky as we see Hands of the Pharaoh coming through. The Odysseus getting targeted down here as the walls getting broken down. Houses getting rebuilt over here. Osiris is on the way. Gold mines are under control over here. Walls are up as well as the villagers sneaking around the side. A world where he can sneak this. There is a world where he can sneak this gold mine. There's no shifting sand, so he can't do it that way. And there's no rock, so he can't just fly the rock around the side to try and find that gold mine over there either. But we did see in the last game that Yoshii is more than capable of selling resources. So that is one thing he can do. He can sell wood, he can sell food to get gold for a little bit here. But he does need to find max value out of a Son of Osiris in this game, as we do see the units pushing forward Migdol Stronghold coming up here. Units here. Lots of hoplites. Lots of Hippocon. Kind of, honestly, the unit composition here, I don't know if I like it against what's about to happen here. Son of Osiris, Mummy, Eclipse, all this stuff is going to be very, very scary for Skady to deal with, as we see the Son of Osiris coming in. And the fact of the matter is there's no ranged units to deal with this Son of Osiris here. As we see the Migdol Stronghold is up. The problem obviously here for Yoshii is how does he get out of his base and get himself that gold mine? As we got one mummy, but that's about it. Obviously, like, this is something we don't see very often, but there will be a potential Ancestors Eclipse coming from a Ra player. Hear me out. It's not a real Ancestors Eclipse. It is a fabricated Ancestors Eclipse. The thing that Eclipse does is it lowers the special attack recharge of your myth units, which means you can get many, many charges off in that Eclipse to basically effectively equal the amount of minions that would come through from an Ancestors. So you basically have the minions up and you have the Eclipse up, only they don't die once the Eclipse finishes. They die once their lifeline finishes. Anyways, the unit's pushing forward here. And we do see the big problem here for Yoshii is he is out in the middle of the map with the Son of Osiris, and he really doesn't have that many units. But the Scarabs moving up to the top side of the map here. 2 mummies here, plus the Son of Osiris, plus the Scarabs. Can he make this work? He does manage to snipe down the Odysseus immediately here. The mummies there. Look at the special attacks coming through here into this game. They get so much damage. You've already got, is that 4 mummies? Oh, no, that's 3 minions already out. 4 minions going to be coming through really, really shortly. All of Skady's army absolutely melts to that Eclipse play as the stable going down here. Lots of damage coming through onto Skady. Skady does have a safe gold mine back here, so it's not going to be quite game over here as the Scarab's breaking down this town center here, breaking down the main base. The temple gets broken down. Skady's got the resources to go heroic age, but he needs to pick the right towns, and obviously the town center over here wouldn't go astray. We do see the Olympic parentage coming through as the Chariot Archers need to come in and take down those, the Jason and the Odysseus. The Eclipse here has only got 10 seconds left, but the mummies are still getting damage done on this position, still getting those one-hit kills, taking down the villagers as well. Look at the damage, they're doing 18 damage a second as well with that attack here, as we will be seeing one Scarab basically going down there from the Odysseus. It's got 4 HP left. All the military buildings of Skady falling as Yoshii continuing this push through. The villagers getting taken down over here, trying to make a dart for the back of his base, but they're getting taken out. The villager differentially, it's still in the lead of Skady for the time being, but Yoshii's at 100 population. Yoshii's got the gold mine over here to boot. He's still pushing in to the main base here. Does he have himself anything else coming out? No, but he is empowering that Migdol Stronghold to get himself even more Chariot Archers out of there, as we do see the Jason getting cleaned up. The mummies moving over here, trying to take out Hippocon left, right, and center here, as we do see the stable going down. As well as there's just no military buildings here for Skady to spend his resources. He needs to get those down. He's also got no upgrades on those Hippocons. So even though the Son of Osiris is out in the middle of nowhere here, he just can't come in. He can't get into this fight. As the Jason coming through, the Scarab can start thinking about taking down that town center here, but Yoshii wants to be careful not to allow too many attacks onto that one, as now Yoshii retreating back. Has he done the damage though? Skady, after all, after the dust is settled, he's still in front by a significant amount of economy. He's got 54 villages. He's got 16 fishing ships. Yoshii's only got 41 villages. But Yoshii's army is incredibly strong here. This is so huge here for Yoshii, as he's still trying to break through. He's got another Scarab out here as well. There's a world where if Yoshii moves around onto this town center, he can take that out, and all the farms are on that town center as well. There'll be a huge amount of damage to come through there. As the Hippocon moving out onto this position, we do see those minions getting a good amount of damage through, as the Scarabs are just saying, screw it, let's get going here. As Restoration now coming through here for Skady, as the units have to push back. Can he keep this fight going? Keeps that Son of Osiris in a nice defensive position. The Scarabs are about to fall. When Scarabs do die, a lot of damage ends up coming through on that death animation, which might not seem like a lot, but I mean, it's a significant amount of damage to help him push through. Now the Son of Osiris is getting targeted down, a little bit of HP remaining there. Son of Osiris still going to be living there with 236 HP. Dionysus now clicked up for Skady, and Yoshii, he needs to get his Townsend. He's getting the one in the middle. That's going to be huge. He will be able to start getting a little bit of a catch up here. He has managed to get himself, I don't even know. I can't tell at this point who is in what position, because for one, Yoshii is behind on villagers. So he's behind on economy, but he's done so much damage. And two, he's got mummies out. He's got the Son of Osiris out. He's got the gold one. He's got the center of the map. But Yoshii, but Skady on the other hand, he's now in the heroic age. He's now got a decent position here. After all is said and done, we do see the villagers getting sniped down over here as well. So that's going to be helping out Yoshii moving forward in this game. There's the army coming up over here. We do see the chariot archers still looking for little bits of fighting, but heavy cavalry coming in does put an end to the mass chariot of Ra strategy. You can't go mass chariots really against heavy cavalry. Once the heavy cavalry come through, those chariots start becoming much, much weaker, as we do see Migdol Stronghold coming up, and I imagine we'll start seeing Yoshii trying to build either spearmen or cavalry. Now, he does have Osiris, so that does mean he can get himself out the Desert Winds Osiris, which could be a big, big help for him in the game. But we'll see how he's going to go, still allowing those mummies to get value here. They've gotten so much value in this game. I don't think I've seen anything like that before, as they're still getting kills here. As the units retreating back, this town center now up. Yoshi's got 3 town centers, still 2 town centers, but doesn't have this town center back. The walls are up in this corner over here to prevent the town center from getting grabbed, but a scarab is over here that can take those out if he so chooses. As now Skady is saying, screw it, go and Hera, because why not? He's already got the economy. He doesn't need the Plentyvault, though Plentyvault and Forge of Olympus is always going to be a huge help for a Greek player in this matchup. But he wants the Hera, he wants the Lightning Storm. We'll see how it's going to go. The Lightning Storm, if used to hit that Son of Osiris, will get a lot of damage and potentially even pick that one off as well. As Yoshii is pulled back, and he is he's given up all of the pressure that's coming through. The gold mine, however, has finished up, and this is the problem which Skady is going to be finding himself in. We do see this town center coming up as the villagers are making their way up over there, but Yoshii is well equipped. He's got good awareness. He's chasing those villagers down. Will that town center end up getting up or not, as the villagers are searching for golds here? As Yoshii knows exactly what he's doing. He's got the town centers. He's trying to get up to full population here, and he wants to get himself a gold staff to push Skady off that gold and prevent everything from coming through. But how does he stop a gold staff when he's going to get lightning stormed and all the units are going to fall and Skady's at full population here? As more villagers moving up here, the Hippocon coming through here to try and deal with those chariot archers, as Skady looks to be getting this town center, which is going to be huge. You can also start thinking about getting this gold mine as well. Behind all of that, the villagers can also sneak up past his own walls here to grab that gold mine. But the Migdol Stronghold is here. We do see a couple of mummies can come over here and cause some problems. If you can kill off those villagers as they walk through the gate on the other side, the minions can take down those villagers nicely here, as we are seeing the mummies still taking out a couple of units here nicely. But the Hera has been popped. We see stables coming up. Still no fortresses anywhere here just yet. For Skady, 145 or 145 population, he does manage to come up onto this gold mine. But it looks to me like Yoshii, he already knows that's happening. As we see the Lightning Storm getting dropped down over here. Will that Son of Osiris get hit? It gets hit once. 135 population, not population, HP. As that Lightning Bolt looks like it missed the Son of Osiris. What was that? That had to be he picked off some villages, but that did not go how Skady was planning in the slightest there. Ladies and gentlemen, as the villagers jumping onto this gold mine, lots of Migdol strongholds over here as the Medusa comes through, going to start getting sniped down here as the Medusa gets one bang there by that mummy, still getting value here as the Son of Osiris trying to hold on onto this position. Villagers coming through here to get onto this position. Can Yoshii continue to micro the Son of Osiris here as the Son of Osiris jumps into that Migdol stronghold, yet again continuing to get good damage done. We see another Migdol stronghold coming up onto this position as the mummies continue to get those one-hit kills. The minions coming through here. Look at the damage they do. 8.5 damage plus 140 HP. It's fairly decent there as the Son of Osiris does finally go down. One thing that Skady has managed to get him here, which is helping him out a ton, is that Thracian horses as he's putting max amount of pressure over here. Yoshii on the other side of the map here. I don't know where all the units are. Now the units are coming through as we see bronze getting dropped down. That's helping out a ton. Lots of HP now coming through as the chariot archers onto this position going to start trying to defend here. Those mummies they're still getting value for so long. I think they've been alive for like 9 minutes now, continuously getting those one-hit kills here. As Skady, he just cannot push through here. But, I mean, does he even need to? He's got this gold mine over here. He's got this gold mine over here. Just needs to set up and get the actual control here as we see a fortress, and that's exactly what he needs at this moment here. It's mostly just chariot archers. There's not a whole lot of an answer to Heliopolis coming through. As the Scarab now moving up, the chariot archers have spotted the villagers on this position. That's going to be a big hit to the Skady economy here if he loses that position. As the villagers coming over, you're going to try and prevent the Hippocon from moving through there. As Skady comes in onto this position with these units, he can start thinking about taking down the town center over here if he so chooses. Though his army leaving those villagers for dead here, that's going to hurt a lot. But Yoshii's quick thinking here. He's going to finish that wall off and prevent the villagers from getting back home. There's a gold mine over here. He can make a break for it there as well. Or sacrifice a handful of villagers and try and, I don't know, confuse Yoshii, and maybe he can sneak some villagers onto that position as the town center now getting targeted down. Yoshii needs to start pumping out those mercenary, but I mean, he really doesn't have the economy to pump out mercenary hugely here, but it will be a lot of value at the moment as he's taking down those Hippocon nicely. As we see the fortress is up now over here. The Hippocon coming over here to try and defend this one. As the villagers here, they have snuck up to this top gold mine. As the walls are up, he needs to create a gate there, and it looks like the town center here is not quite going down. Yoshii at this point, he does have himself masons. See that Bellerophon diving in there to take down that mercenary infantry. Nice play there as Yoshii decides no more of those mercenary cavalry. As the chariot archers coming up to this position here to take out the villagers here. This is going to be gigantic as those villagers, they need to make a break. They can't stay here. They have to leave. Otherwise, those chariot archers are going to get too much damage. You also see a pharaoh over there as well for Yoshii. As the mummy's now moving over here, where's that Bellerophon going? Bellerophon fell as the mummy's still getting value, but now the Jason comes in, slaps that one mummy, finally taking the mummy down there. Still one remaining as, I mean, Yoshii's got 49 favors, so he can build a couple more here if he so chooses, but he's still building scarabs, it seems, through this game. As Skady continues to push through here with his Hippocon, trying to hold on to this position here. As the economy that was once ridiculously strong, simply just not working as well as it needs to here for Skady, though he's got himself 7 donkey caravans. Not with the best market in the world, but a market nonetheless. And obviously the plan here for Skady is get himself the economy and keep himself alive here. And he can potentially even win this from a 2 versus 4 town center situation if he can get himself to that late game against the Ra with some nice play. But this is Yoshii after all, and Yoshii is no normal play. He's one of the best late game players in the world, if not the best late game player in the world. So Skady will have his work cut out for him as Yoshii is about ready to get himself fortified town centers here as well, which will push him up to 175 population, which is going to be gigantic here. That's the town center getting targeted down. We do see the Hippocon coming through to take down some more villages here. Every little bit does count here for Skady with the kills. Now Yoshii is actually letting Skady get away with murder, getting this gold mine. That's the only gold mine that Skady has at the moment. No effort to restart or refix up that market there just yet. The town center is still getting targeted down. The fortress also going down over here as well. As the scarabs, they can start, if he wants, he can start taking down this town center with the scarab as well. As it looks like Skady's pressure here is slowly starting to diminish. Look at the population, 119 population at this moment here for Skady, as he cannot continue the attack here. At the moment, as we see the villagers coming over, shanking down the wood lines, seeing the villagers over here. Do we see some army getting sent over? Just a handful of chariots wouldn't go astray here, as the wall's coming up here as well to block off that gold mine there. As the chariot archers pulling back, and Yoshii now making his way up to the top right corner of the map here to start sniping down the villagers there. There's a lumber camp coming up. The mummies swinging around as well. And Yoshii at this moment, he's got himself fortified town centers. He's at 170 population. Did I say 175? I don't know why I said that. He's at 170 population. And Skady, in that moment, says, I got no gold. My trade route's pretty rubbish. I got no population. I got no upgrades. And you just can't do it. Why for the life of me, I do not know why Skady went for Hera here. Like, maybe if he'd gotten off a max value lightning storm, he probably would have been in a decent position here. But why make that risk when just going for the Plenty Vault means not only do you get the extra 10 villages, which is going to be gigantic, but also you get that Forge of Olympus, which means that with the extra economy that you've already got, you can just get all the upgrades. And if your opponent is on 4 town centers and you're on 2 town centers full iron and they've got no upgrades, that population is nada. It means nothing. So you can just break through, get your town center back and would have been a completely fine position. But Skady makes that mistake there, and Yoshii gets away with a win with one of the most crazy thought up strategies I've ever seen. Fast Mythic here with mummies and scarabs. Answers Eclipse with Ra with the Son of Osiris. What a game. What a game. What a game. Yoshii is playing out of his mind in this series. Let's see if Skady can compose himself going into game 3. This is the hardest part about playing in tournaments. On the one side, you have Yoshii on game point. On the other side, you've got Skady here, who is like, he's just like, how do I win? He can't work it out here. I don't know what else to say. If you guys aren't following, definitely hit that follow button. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.